Section 1, Creation's Sea Creatures, unveiling the mysteries of Genesis 1:20. Genesis 1:20 speaks of God's creation of sea creatures. It says, "And God said, let the waters swarm with swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the heavens." This verse introduces us to the wonders of God's creation. He fills the waters with life, a diverse array of creatures. However, the text uses general terms like living creatures. It does not name specific animals. This lack of specific names has led to much speculation. Some people believe that this verse hints at creatures we might consider mythical today. Could these creatures be more than just fish? What about ancient tales of Leviathan, serpents, and even sea dragons? The Bible, in other places, seems to support the idea of a world populated by more than just ordinary animals. Job, for instance, describes enormous creatures like Behemoth and Leviathan. These descriptions have led some to believe that the creatures of Genesis 1:20 are more than meet the eye. Section 2. Leviathan, monster of the deep or mythological marvel. Leviathan is a creature of immense power described in the Bible. Job chapter 41 paints a vivid picture of this fearsome beast. It is a creature of the water, covered in scales and possessing fearsome teeth. Job 41:1 says, "Can you draw out Leviathan with a fishhook or press down its tongue with a cord?" This clearly shows that Leviathan was no ordinary fish. Some ancient cultures viewed Leviathan as a real sea monster. They told stories of its size and ferocity. These stories were passed down through generations. Today, many scholars interpret Leviathan as a mythological creature. They see it as a symbol of chaos and the untamed power of nature. Others believe that Leviathan may be based on real creatures. Giant squid and whales, for example, were likely unknown in ancient times. Could stories of Leviathan have been inspired by sightings of these massive animals? Section 3, Serpents and Tannin, uncoiling ancient symbolism. The words serpent and tannin appear throughout the Old Testament. They are often used interchangeably with other terms for sea creatures or monsters. In Genesis 1:21, God creates the great sea creatures, tannin. These creatures are often associated with chaos and danger in the Bible. Ancient cultures often viewed snakes and serpents as powerful symbols. They represented both life and death, creation and destruction. The serpent in the Garden of Eden is a well-known example. It tempted Eve with the promise of knowledge. This act led to the fall of humanity. The tannin, often translated as dragons in some versions of the Bible, were also significant in ancient mythology. Babylonian mythology, for instance, features Tiamat, a monstrous sea serpent. Tiamat represented chaos and disorder. She was eventually defeated by Marduk, the god of order. Section 4, Dragons of the Deep, imagining sea monsters in history and culture. Dragons, especially sea dragons, hold a prominent place in mythology and folklore around the world. These creatures, often depicted as serpentine or reptilian, embody the mystery and power of the sea. From the Kraken of Norse mythology to the Chinese dragon kings, sea dragons inspire both awe and terror. In Europe, sea serpents feature prominently in sailors' tales. These tales often describe encounters with massive serpentine creatures with glowing eyes or the ability to breathe fire. While often dismissed as tall tales, these stories reflect a deep-seated belief in the possibility of monstrous creatures lurking beneath the waves. The persistence of sea dragon imagery across cultures suggests a shared human fascination with the unknown depths of the ocean. Whether based on real encounters with unusual sea life or simply products of the imagination, sea dragons continue to capture our imaginations. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy this content.